Hey everybody, Phi Farley here. We got April 6th slate of games in the NBA, and boy, this season is breaking down to a fantastic finish, especially in the West. I'd be curious if you want to throw down in the comments who you think is going to be the one team outside of the Clippers who does not make the final 5 spots. We have 7 teams right now still vying in the last 4 games of the season, still vying for 5 spots. And it could be all the way from the Jazz could be out and the Clippers could be in. But more realistic, I think Denver's going to get in. The question is which of those teams is going to be out of the bottom of the 5. I'd be curious. Throw that down in the comments. I'd be curious to hear what other people have to say. The other thing to throw down in the comments is your best play of the day. I'd be curious to hear what other people have to say about the best play of the day. Digging into today's slate of games, I think there's a lot of really good angles to take. There's money to be made today in the NBA. So pay attention, do your research, find out who has motivation, who's sitting, where these totals are going to drive. Yesterday, took Houston and Portland, went way 23 points under the total easily, landing at 190 on a 213.5 under. And so we're trying to find those spots where we can get really good value while these teams are making moves. Just now, Celtics brought up Jonathan Gibson to replace Kyrie Irving here in the last few games. I wouldn't doubt they're going to play it a little soft, considering they're going to be out of catching Toronto, outside of Toronto completely collapsing the last 4 games. The magic number's 1. Either Celtics lose 1 or Toronto wins 1. So basically that's out of the Celtics' hands, and they're going to be locked into that number 2 spot. So looking through the NBA, I want to get a play out right now, but I would follow the comments today because I'm going to put another play out there for sure by the end of the day. There's just too much value here to pass up on. So the first game that I just want to get out because I want to get it before the number moves is Philadelphia at home -4. Now, combined between Cleveland Cavs and the Philadelphia 76ers, they have won 19 of the last 20 games. It's super impressive. But Cleveland is savvy with when they rest their players. Now, not to say that they're going to rest in this one, but it is on a back-to-back. This is a very important game. The 76ers have won 12 straight. And the one thing I will say is they've won 12 straight against 2 games against the Brooklyn Nets, 2 games against the New York Knicks. They played Atlanta. You know, they've played some really soft opponents in that 12-game win streak, but they've also played some tougher ones too, and they've won those really convincingly. The 76ers are a very good team. Cleveland is on fire. They're coming in. 76ers are on fire. They have a day's rest. Cleveland does not. Cleveland is playing on a back-to-back. LeBron is playing out of his mind, as he always does, gearing up for the playoffs. I just don't think we're going to have a second half push. And if Philadelphia gets a lead, I expect Cleveland to start going to rest mode with their starters, including LeBron, in the second half. So I look for 76ers to jump out to a lead and then end up building on that lead, easily covering the 4. But if it does come down to a close matchup, I don't want any more than 4 on the line with Philly. With Cleveland knocking on the door. So I'm going to take Philadelphia 76ers as my first play of the day. I don't mean that in a quote like play of the day, just my first play of today's games. At -4, I would jump on that. Right now we're seeing a lot of the movement, a lot of the bets on Cleveland, and the line opened up at 3 and has been pushed up to 4 for Philly, which I also like. A couple other games that I'm looking at here. Chicago at Boston. Jonathan Gibson just got pulled up for Boston. They may be kind of locking in their season. And so I would look at the +10 for Chicago at this point. And also the Indiana Pacers have been playing great ball. And so we're getting them at 7.5 right now. I'd look at that game as well. As well as a few others here. Again, we'll have some posts down in the comments. Be sure to follow that as the day goes on. And we'll have a few other extra plays. Feel free to chime in, throw your your best picks of the day, as well as what team you think is going to make it in the West, or which team is going to be eliminated in the West as we reach down to the final 5 teams as they get locked in over the next 4 games. All right, good luck, everybody. I'll see you again soon.